أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربي زدني علما السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته brothers and sisters. Welcome to this session on preparing for final exams. As you're aware, we are 1 month away from the final exams, and this is a time that can be extremely stressful um, to a lot of students, considering that we only have a few days to prepare. And I understand that a lot of students are now trying hard to complete their modules well ahead of time so that inshallah they have a smooth exam period. So inshallah, in tonight's session, I will be sharing a few tips on how you can prepare and ace your final exams, bi'idhnillah. So without further ado, Bismillah. When it comes to the final exams, one of the most important things to remember, brothers and sisters, is to identify the expectations of the exam. This means that you will need to know what you should be expecting in your final exam. What does the final exam look like? What would be the kind of questions that you will be asked? What number of modules would you need to cover? So make sure that you have reviewed the course syllabus and you know how many modules you will need to prepare for. So for the final exams, usually students are required to prepare the post midterm modules and not the midterm modules. So as for the number of modules, you will need to check that on your respective course page. Approximately on an average, it's around 15 modules, but this number may vary depending on course to course. Hence, I would encourage you to have a thorough look on how many modules you have in your post midterm section, and inshallah prepare accordingly. Of course, goes without saying, you will need to complete all the exam center registration formalities. As you know, that the last date to register for an exam center is the 19th of Jan. So make sure you have already identified and spoken to a center near you, and inshallah have already registered using the exam center registration portal. Also be thoroughly aware of the exam dates and times. As you know that the normal exam period begins from the 1st of Feb until 7th of Feb. Make sure you're checking and converting the UTC time to your local time. So all exam deadlines at IOU are strictly based on a UTC time zone. So make sure you have converted that to your local time. And the most important thing to keep in mind is to make sure that you're aware what kind of exam questions you will have for certain courses. So there are certain courses that contain a combination of MCQ versus open-ended questions, and there are certain courses that only have MCQs. So make sure you're already aware of that, inshallah. And of course, since we're running short of time and exams are a month away, this is a great time to pick up on where you had potentially stopped. So make sure you're completing all your modules and try getting them done faster, because a lot of times students spend a lot of hours behind one module, and as a result, they don't really have enough time to get other modules done. So make sure that's not the case with you, and that you're completing a minimum of 2 modules every single day. But if you have a lot of modules remaining, then you might want to do 3 or maybe 4 modules a day to finish on time. And for those of you who wish to listen to the lectures at an increased speed, I would encourage you to install Panopto on your browser or on your phone or on your tablet, so that inshallah you can play the lectures at a higher speed and save some more minutes, inshallah. Next is make sure that you are utilizing your weekends wisely as the exam season approaches. And a lot of students at IRU, mashallah, are balancing many commitments. Many of us are working, some of us have full-time studies elsewhere. So make sure that you're utilizing your weekly offs to get more modules done. Like I said, try to complete 3 to 4 modules on the weekends, particularly if you have a lot of modules remaining. And also a suggestion to keep tougher modules for the weekends so that you have that space to listen without, inshallah, much distractions. Next, when it comes to quizzes, a lot of students ask me, how do I retain what I've learned? And the answer to that is to not wait until the 11th hour to attempt your module quizzes. So as soon as you finish listening or watching your module, make sure you review your notes and you review the module lecture, and then inshallah go ahead and attempt your module quiz. So this will save you a lot of stress, and inshallah it will help you retain and recollect what you've learned in the module so far. And when it comes to reviewing those module quizzes again before the exams, I would encourage you to take a day or two to go through all the module quizzes that you've attempted before before the exam period begins, so that inshallah you're able to again recollect and retain what you've learned so far, inshallah. Next, the next best way to retain information is through consistent revision. So make sure you're revising all the modules that you have completed. So one way to do that is to actually set aside a dedicated revision day for each course. So for example, this could look like on Mondays, you could revise Aqidah. On Tuesdays, you could revise Islamic banking. On Wednesday, maybe you could revise Islamic psychology, right? So setting aside certain days of the week for certain course revisions helps to give clarity, number one. And another way to do this is to, dedicate only 30 minutes a day to review what you've learned before you begin your module. So before you start your module, dedicate 30 minutes of your time to revise the previous modules and then begin the new module. This also helps to retain your previous module information and makes it easier for you to recollect towards your exam period, inshallah. And of course, if you have any doubts, any questions about the kind of questions that would be coming up in the final exams, or if you have any questions about certain concepts in the module lectures, make sure you get them clarified now through your course teacher. And you do have an option to book a one-on-one call or email the course teacher through the course teacher contact portal on your student dashboard, inshallah. And of course, while you prepare for your exams and while you try to get your modules done, make sure you're staying as calm as possible. This is a very stressful period for a lot of students, and sometimes a lot of students, out of stress, start becoming anxious, which impacts their productivity. So make sure you're taking regular breaks. You are engaging in deep breathing exercises, eating well, as well as sleeping on time. For students who usually complete their modules at night, I recommend you to try to keep them for the day so that you get enough sleep before you get enough sleep, inshallah, and you can function properly. So make sure you're eating well, sleeping well, staying hydrated. And of course, on the day of the exam, make sure you're packing some snacks, some water as well, so that inshallah, you stay alert and focused, bi'idhnillah. And just a reminder that although grades are not something very, very important, because we're all here studying for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and what really counts is our dedication and our effort. But as a Muslim, we understand that we must strive for excellence. So don't settle for average grades. Seeking knowledge isn't a quick job that needs to be done, right? Give your best to this cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and make sure that you are renewing your intention, purifying your intention, making lots of istighfar and lots of dua, because this act of seeking knowledge is an act of worship. So make sure you're doing it with excellence, inshallah. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Verily, Allah has prescribed excellence in everything. If you have to kill, kill in the best manner. If you have to slaughter, slaughter in the best manner. Let one of you sharpen his knife so his animal is spared of suffering." Subhanallah, this is a hadith narrated in Sahih Muslim, and although it talks about the context of how to slaughter an animal, but this hadith very well applies to every situation of our lives. We need we need to do anything that we do with excellence, right? This is a characteristic of a believer, subhanallah. And finally, as we inshallah conclude the session for tonight, I just also wanted to let you know that if you have any questions about the exam center, the type of questions that will be expected in your final exams, or anything related to technical stuff, please contact the help desk at helpdesk@iru.edu.gm. And if you need any study related support, if you need any help in planning your studies or creating a timetable for your modules, you can inshallah get in touch with me at student.counselor@iou.edu.gm, and inshallah I will be happy to support you. So with that, Jazakumullahu khairan kathira, brothers and sisters, for tuning in. And if you have any questions at this point, you can inshallah type in the chat box, and I will be happy to answer them for you. Okay, so I think we do have a couple of questions here. Did you say midterms part wouldn't be included or will be? So usually the midterm syllabus is not included in the final exams. However, there may be a few questions that would come up from the midterm exam as well. So what I would encourage you to do, inshallah, is after you complete your post midterm modules, maybe just revise and review your midterm exam and not the midterm modules, so that inshallah you get you get some time to revise those midterm exam questions as well. Sometimes, very rarely, there could be a question or two that may be asked from the midterm exam, but by and large, inshallah, your entire syllabus would be around the post midterm modules. How many questions come from the midterm exams? Like I said, sometimes only one or two, and sometimes none. So I would encourage you to only revise your midterm exam questions after you have completed your post-midterm modules. My question is about assignments. Can it lead to fail the course if assignments not done properly or never done at all? No. So the total weightage of assignments is 15%, which means you still have, inshallah, enough enough time and enough chance to do well in your midterms, as well as in your finals. So I hope you've done your midterms well, because that's got a greater weightage. So inshallah, if you have performed your midterms well and if you do your final exams well, you can inshallah catch up. Midterm exams are closed. Yes, I'm aware midterm exams are closed. I'm requesting everyone to actually go on to the midterm exam section link, and you should be able to review your midterm exam questions. This is for students, this is for all streams except IAP, by the way. I have registered for the examination center in one center, but I want to change my final exam to another center. Is it possible? Yes, you can do that. Please drop an email to help desk, and inshallah, they should be able to help you change your exam center. Finals will also have open-ended questions along with MCQs. This varies from course to course, like I mentioned. Some courses will have MCQs alone, and some courses will have a combination of both. So make sure you check that on your respective course page or with your respective course teacher. It's a bit frustrating doing the module tests and having no follow-up on what are the correct answers. I saw in the forum that a student asked and was told that one must check the test text. So I'm not sure if you've tried reaching out to your course teacher. Maybe try dropping them an email. Um, but as per the university's policy, the course teacher is not allowed to share the correct answer, but can help to guide you where to find that correct answer. So maybe your respective course teacher could tell you that the answer could be found on in the 15th module, part C, right? So I would encourage you to drop them an email, and if you're still struggling to find that answer, um, maybe ask for further help, and inshallah they should be able to support you. Is it okay to contact the TA and inquire about their comments on the assignment so that I would know how to correct it for the next time? Yes, of course, inshallah, you could do that. So inshallah, we will end the session here. Jazakumullahu khairan kathira for tuning in. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow you to ace your final exams. Inshallah, ameen. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.